Hi, and welcome to the Optima Method podcast. If you are new, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're coming back, welcome back. I am excited to have you here again. My name is Saskia, and I'm the founder of Optima Operations Consulting, also known as your host. If you listen to day one, you already know why this podcast exists. Business shouldn't feel harder the more successful you become. And yet, for so many business owners, leaders, and teams, growth brings more complexity, more responsibility, more decisions living in your head. Instead of clarity, things start to feel heavier. Today, we're talking about systems, what they really are, why they matter, and why so many people delay creating them until they're already overwhelmed. This episode is really for anyone that's tuning in and following my journey. But I'm really focusing on new business owners building the foundations and established businesses feeling stretched. Or if you're looking for something new to learn where you can pivot and add it to your life. Leaders and volunteers carrying on too much. Or anyone tired of scrambling when things could feel calm and controlled. By the end of this episode, I want you to walk away with a completely different understanding of what a system actually is and why you don't need to wait to start creating one. So let's redefine what a system really is. When most people hear the word system, they immediately think of tools. Tools like software, platforms, dashboards, or subscriptions. But here's the mindset shift that changes everything. A system is not necessarily a tool. A system is a repeatable way something gets done. Tools support systems, but they are not the system. And here's something I want to say very clearly. Everyone can have systems if they set their mind to it. Systems aren't for air quote organized people. They aren't for corporate teams. They aren't for businesses that have it all figured out. They're a decision, not a personality trait. What usually happens instead is this. It feels easy to ignore, easy to put off, easy to say, I will deal with that later, until later becomes last minute. And when everything happens at the last minute, we all know stress increases, communication gets rushed, details gets missed, we're making mistakes, emotions come into play, and then, of course, escalations happen that didn't need to happen. That scramble isn't a workload problem. It's a lack of structure problem. A system can be content. It can be a standardized email you reuse year over year, a saved template you lightly customize, a document that already answers common questions, or a simple checklist that removes decision fatigue. If you're recreating the same thing from scratch every single time, that's not flexibility. That's avoidable effort. And avoidable effort almost always turns into avoidable stress. So let me walk you through a real life example. Think about something like annual sponsorships for a soccer club. Everyone knows that a sponsorship season comes every year. The timing is predictable, the outreach is similar, often the same businesses are involved, and the steps repeat year over year. And yet, what happens far too often? It gets ignored, it gets pushed off. No one wants to deal with it yet until suddenly the deadlines are close, emails are rushed, information is incomplete, stress is high, and the escalations happen that could have been avoided. Now imagine the alternative, a simple system following one standard sponsorship email, a reusable sponsorship packet, one checklist for outreach and follow ups, one timeline that says this starts every year in X month. This is a simple system that can be reusable, repurposed, but also can be shareable. So you are not always the one person doing it all. It can be shared across the club. It can be shared with other individuals who are willing to help because you have one simple system, what everybody can use and streamline. That's it. No software, no automation, and no heavy lift. And yet, that small amount of structure eliminates last minute scrambling, reduces stress across the team, prevents unnecessary escalations, creates clarity and consistency, and makes it easier for someone else to step in and help. That's the quiet power of a system. Let me repeat that again. That's the quiet power of a system. So, why do systems protect you from burnout? Systems aren't just about efficiency, they're about protection. They protect your time, your energy, your focus, your ability to keep going. But most importantly, it protects your time that you want to spend with your family. That is our number one priority, family. But burnout doesn't happen because people are incapable. It happens because too much is being held together mentally. You're not always working more, you're thinking more. Following up, remember, second guessing, worrying about what might fall through the cracks. When everything lives in your head, you're always on. You cannot fully disconnect. Your mind is racing when it's time to go to sleep. You're always thinking about something, the what ifs, what now, when you're with your family. Rest doesn't feel healing. Small things feel overwhelming, and that's just not sustainable. Systems create mental offloading. A system takes something out of your head and puts it somewhere reliable. When something is documented, you don't have to remember it. You don't have to rethink it. You don't have to recreate it. You don't have to carry it. Your brain gets to rest. How about that? Decision fatigue drains energy faster than the actual work, and systems reduce that fatigue. Without systems, everything feels urgent. When there are no systems, everything feels like a fire. Every request feels immediate. Every issue feels personal. You're reacting instead of responding. And when you're constantly reacting, stress stays high, emotions escalate, communication breaks down, issues grow faster than they need to, not because situations are extreme, but because there's no structure holding them in place. Systems lower the emotional temperature. Systems create predictability. They clarify what happens next, when it happens, who owns it, and where information lives. And when people know those things, escalations decrease, conversations calm down, decisions improve, teams feel safer and more supported. Structure doesn't make things rigid, it makes them calmer. You're organized. Your organization is organized. People want to be there because you have it under control. Burnout happens when everything depends on you. If I don't do it, it won't get done. That is an awful thing to think about, and it's something that you need to work on yourself. I know I have to do it. That's how I feel all the time. If I don't do it, it won't get done. That belief usually comes with a lack of systems, not lack of capable people. When nothing is documented, delegation feels risky. Help feels harder than doing it yourself. You stay stuck in the middle of everything. Systems allows work to move forward without you being involved in every step, and that's essential for sustainability. One system is enough to start. Let's pause here because this is where a lot of people get stuck. When we talk about system, it's easy to think, I need to fix everything. I need a full overhaul. I need to get organized all at once. To be honest, you don't. Trying to do everything at once is one of the fastest ways to do nothing at all. You will not see that needle move from one side to the other. You will only need one system to start changing how business feels. Just one. So I'm going to send you away with a little bit of homework, and I want you to find that one system that's going to change how your business feels. And I hope you will reach out to me and let me know what you changed to make your system improve. Choose the things you can do most often. So let me work through this with you. And so you can see here as part of your homework what would make the most sense to you. Not the biggest problem, not the most complicated process. Pick something simple. Start with the thing you touch over and over again. That might be responding to inquiries, onboarding clients, sending invoices, organizing files, sponsorship outreach, publishing content. If it repeats, it qualifies. Now, I hope you found that one thing that you're going to walk away with and start focusing on. The goal is relief, not perfection. Your first system does not need to be perfect. The goal is relief. A checklist is enough. A rough template is enough. A basic outline is enough. You can refine later. Right now, you're just getting it out of your head and into something repeatable. Small systems create the momentum. One documented process makes you feel lighter. It builds confidence, reduces hesitation, and makes the next system easier. Clarity doesn't come from massive change. It comes from consistent and small decisions, one system at a time. I know I have to repeat that to myself every single day, but one system at a time makes a big difference. This is exactly why I created a free instant download SOP so you don't have to guess where to start. Inside, you'll find a clear SOP structure, guided prompts, pre-built sections, and a framework you can use over and over again. You'll find the link in the show notes. It's specific to your folder structure. I know I mentioned this in episode 1, but it's specific to the folder structure to get you started. So that way, when you're working on your one system, you have a place to put it. You have a place to feel organized. You have a place to find it. The future will thank you. Now download it, open it, and use it for one process this week. If this episode gave you clarity and helped you think differently about operations, you'll find the link in the show notes to Optima resources, templates, and tools designed to help you put structure in place without overwhelm. And if this episode resonated, share it with a business owner or a team who could use a little more clarity behind the scenes. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. Building structure doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to be intentional. Until next time, remember, structure creates freedom. Clarity changes everything. Thank you for being here. I'm Saskia, and this is the Optima Method, where structure creates freedom.